Welcome to another episode of Hit the Mics with Ryan D. I, of course, am Ryan D. And Steve Rogers is once again non-present for this episode. That is my co-host. He does not live that close anymore, so we're still sorting it out. I know we're definitely going to do a host fuck episode this weekend. So that's what we call them.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is that?
We call them host fucks. Host fucks when it's just us two.
Oh, nice. You guys fuck?
No, yeah, I mean, regularly, you know. What makes a good partnership. I mean, and today I got a special guest. You've already heard his voice. Give it up for Josh Michaels, everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to clap for myself.
Yeah, I know. I usually have a little sound button, but I'm producing all myself. I'm steering this fucking sinking ship. So,
hey, dude,
welcome.
So far, so good, man. Thanks you for having me here, bro. That song is awesome, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man. They're friends of mine. They're called Solar Haze. They're a band from San Gabriel Valley, from
That's
like
so tight.
Yeah, from like Azusa and shit. Yeah.
I was like, dude, let's just fuck the podcast. Let's just vibe out to some
it rips
right
off. Yeah. These dudes, they were already recording something, and I just was like, hey man, like I need a jingle. Like, and they were like, yeah, fuck it, we got you.
Yeah.
So they recorded
That's
that shit.
So tight.
Yeah, I'm stoked on it. But welcome, man. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
welcome to the new studio.
Yeah.
This is Still a work in progress.
It's nice, bro. I
got made fun of for my crooked panel, my panels.
Oh, the sound panel thing?
Yeah.
Bro, in our studio, I kept putting them up and they kept falling off.
What'd you use?
I don't know. I used that it was like a double stick adhesive thing that you could peel off.
Yeah, you can't use that shit. I used the spray.
But I used that too. Yeah. I used both, and it's still like I'd come in the next morning and it'd be 10 of them on the floor.
All right. Yeah. Well, I hope it holds. It's been 3 days.
Yeah.
Only one fell. But that's when I ran out.
Yeah, you're already beating me, dude. Mine fell immediately.
Yeah. Well, you guys got a pretty good setup over there too.
Yeah, we're trying, dude.
What's the name of your show again?
Josh Rardo. So it's a combination of me and my co-host Gerardo. It's a beef podcast,
right?
Where you just beef it up, talk mad shit about shit, and yeah, dude, it's a lot of fun though. And we do it out of our if you're a listener of our podcast, then we do it out of Six Flags Magic Mountain. That's where we record our.
Is that so?
Yeah. But off mic, I'll tell you it's in our apartment, but on mic, it's Six Flags. That's where we record. But it's a lot of fun, dude. Yeah.
Why Six Flags?
I don't know. It just seems like a very magical place. You know what I mean? Why not? Why not Six Flags, I guess. Ryan? How about that?
Valid point. Did you guys come up with the podcast idea like during the pandemic? Pandemic?
No, we just did our 100th episode recently. We've been doing it for a year and a half now. We had another idea for a different podcast. And then for whatever reason, I think we were just overly ambitious with that. We wanted to do a podcast that had like sketches intercut between each episode. And at the time, at 3 a.m, when you're talking about it, you're like, this is going to be amazing. No one's doing this shit.
Right.
You know? And then you start to try to do it. And you're like, this is why nobody's doing it.
It's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
I know. When I started, I have this one and then I do Humpcast still. And we took a little hiatus for like the holiday.
Yeah.
And plus it's like, we talk about movie news and stuff, but it's like, what's there to talk about these days?
Yeah.
There's a few Marvel things that dropped this week, so we're doing one next week to talk about it and all that. But it's just been so fucking bleak with news. So we just haven't really been doing it.
Bro, you got to jump on the Mandalorian train, dude.
No, of course we're on all that, but it's like we talk about shit like as it's developing, and. It's just been so, like I said, just like there hasn't been much. So.
Yeah, I feel bad for like YouTube channels that were predominantly movie content.
Yeah.
They're struggling right now. I mean, there's a couple channels who are doing some cool shit. Like last year in the box office, this is what was cool.
Right.
This is what was happening.
Hey, Doug.
What's up, Doug?
What's up, Doug?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
You're not
That's all right.
interrupting.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, man?
I don't know who you are.
This is
This is
Josh.
Josh.
He's my guest.
Nice to meet you, man.
Oh, hey, it's a true pleasure. What do you think, man, about the studio and stuff?
Oh, dude, it's nice, man. I like it. I like
you
it a lot.
guys like actually podcasting?
Yeah,
right
we're in the
now?
middle right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get out of your way. I don't know. This came for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the internet. That's cool.
I have a lady that I pay $20 a week to come and get my mail because I'm a lazy piece of shit. So,
All right, man.
be good.
Nice meeting you, Doug.
What? Ha! I got your text, by the way.
Which
I
one?
locked you in.
You
here.
locked me in here last night, dude. I ended up being in here at like I didn't even realize until like 1:30 in the morning because I was out here and then I was like, I should probably go to bed. Fuck.
And then Vince fucking coming in.
No, Ginger let me in because I ended up like I stood up and I was like passing out in my chair, so I was like, fuck it. Well, like I guess I gotta wait for somebody to get up.
I
So-
got a text, so I look at my text and it says, dude, you locked me in the locker room. I'm so sorry, Ryan. But I did laugh.
Yeah, it was funny.
I mean, yeah, it's very funny.
I ended up using those. I ended up taking a little nap. I used those pads as a pillow.
Oh, nice.
I'm sorry I did.
Yeah,
laugh,
don't worry about
but
it,
I
man.
apologize,
It's all right.
brother.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, that's Doug. I told you you'd meet him.
So Doug's the guy you did the podcast with?
Yeah, he's the one who wants to produce his own podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
or he wants me to produce his podcast.
Nice.
But what the fuck was I saying?
Humcast.
Oh, yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
happening.
Yeah. Well, fuck. I forgot what I was going. Where I was.
Well,
going
just
with
like because had just mentioned, like I feel bad for YouTube content creators who like only make movie shit. You know what I mean?
that. Yeah.
Because now like they're struggling and I mean, some people are handling it pretty well, but other people are like, what are we talking? I'm just gonna review Home Alone again.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
then
mean?
they do these breakdown videos where they break down like the injuries on Home
Yeah.
Alone and Easter eggs or like
Yeah.
rewatches and stuff like that, which I still watch. I still enjoy those, but yeah. So yeah, I've been doing that when we do it remote like this, pretty much just like on StreamYard. But yeah, fuck, I forgot what I was getting to. Because I was saying just during the pandemic, like I had started this podcast when I was with my ex last year, so I was doing it in my apartment in East LA, but then I decided to kind of give it a revamp, during the pandemic, because I was like, well, fuck it, I got space and I got money,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so
Yeah, make it
so
like
I mean, I had it
government
perfect before I ended up having to move. I cleaned out my grandparents' garage and made it my own little studio. And what's up?
I'm sorry. All of a sudden, I can't find my fucking telephone.
Did you
Where'd you
leave it?
leave it?
I didn't see you bring it in here.
No. What I'm saying is,
Oh.
I need you to dial my
Oh.
ass up and follow me around.
Follow me around.
Hold on.
I was listening to it in my car, but I definitely can't find it.
It's got to be around here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm
I
calling.
apologize.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I'm calling it right now.
You have really nice hair, by the way. You have like great fucking hair. I mean, like, I like guys that, they're like, I'm going to use a comb,
Yeah.
Me and Ryan, we're like,
Hey, you got that nice, like, just got out of bed look, though.
yeah, it's that fresh feeling.
Yeah, it's natural, dude.
I'm calling it.
Yeah, here, follow me. I'm sorry, I'm stopping your podcast.
Yeah, it's all right. I can always edit
Make
it.
that fucker talk.
I'll keep them entertained while you're gone, dude.
Have him on your podcast.
I'll keep everybody. Hello, everybody. Now that Ryan's gone, it's just me and you. This is the podcast that everybody wanted. Just me and you guys. I wonder if Ryan's going to keep any of this stuff in. You think he's going to edit it out? I don't know. Oh, Doug found his phone. Oh, I got to leave Ryan a hidden message. Shit. Fuck. I missed my chance. Well, hey, what's up, Brian?
Jeez. Yeah. So. Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. Dude.
So that's Doug. I told you he'd barge in here.
You called it, man. You called it.
But anyway, yeah. Fucking YouTube people.
Yeah.
We've been able to make it work with what we could, but like I said, I just I cleaned out the garage. I fucking made myself a space with the green screen and all that stuff. The only thing was it was hot as fuck throughout the summer, so so getting people to come in studio was like, first of all, the pandemic, a lot of people didn't want to do it. So we had to do the StreamYard thing, which was fine, which is still good. We got a comment. Brazil. Hi, Brazil.
What up, Brazil?
What up, Brazil?
Man, you guys are sexy over there.
From California. Yeah, well, I think it's a dude, so.
Oh, wow.
Well, the dudes are sexy, too.
The dudes are pretty hot. Brazil, baby. Brazil, hit me up.
But
yeah, dude. I mean, it was so hard to get guests to come through when the pandemic first started, and I didn't want to do. I don't think either one of us, me and my co-host, wanted to do the whole Zoom thing. I definitely didn't want to do Zoom comedy shows. I didn't want to do Zoom open mics.
Neither.
I didn't want to do any of that shit. And we were safe. We made it work. We, we're fortunate enough to have a group of people who were cool with coming by.
Yeah.
And we just made it work. And I'm glad we never did it because I had to do it for my other podcast. And it was just for a couple weeks. And it was a pain in the ass, dude, having to sync everything up. And
yeah. Oh, that's what I was getting to was when we were doing Humpcast originally, you were talking about trying to do all the sketches and shit. And we didn't realize what it took to have multicam shit. So we were just kind of shooting in the dark. We were trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So we had a GoPro going, and then because we didn't want to spend the money to get the what's it called? There's a stream pack thing that you can plug into. That's how you get DSLRs.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta so we were just not really gonna put any more money into what we already had, and plus we wanted to get video cameras for some sketches when we were doing shit. So me and my friend went in and bought 2 digital cameras, not realizing that they only shoot 20 minutes at a time.
Yep.
So
there's workarounds though, dude. Trust me.
Okay, so what we did was we just had somebody hit and record every time.
I mean, that's one.
So this is and then when those first couple episodes when we were trying to go video, guess who was fucking sitting around until 2 a.m. editing these videos together to put up on YouTube.
Terrible. I thought that was that your phone or was that another?
Me.
Was that another Brazil comment? Brazil,
Brazil, dude. No, that was me and my brother. My brother just texted me that Debo died.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier, right before we started recording.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, that sucks. Poor Debo.
Rest
in peace, Debo.
Yeah, rest in peace. I hope
squeaky bike.
Yeah, I hope you got a big bike up there. A nice bike, multiple speeds.
Yeah,
and thank you for making me laugh when you were down here.
This
just turns into a Debo memorial.
Oh shit.
But yeah, dude, there's workarounds for all that shit, man. I mean, it's that's definitely one where you have someone just hit record, but there's also a bunch of third-party software that you can. I mean, it voids your warranty if you download it, but into your camera. But that's kind of another thing we were talking about too. If you really want to make something, you can figure out a way to make it happen.
Yes, exactly, and that's what we were talking about before. Is just there's so many people who are constantly making excuses.
Yeah,
and it's I'm one of those people, which is why I try and surround myself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
And, I'm just because I don't know if you ever saw this thing with Kevin Smith that really hit home for me, where he was talking about the root of his success was the minute he stopped hanging out with why people and started hanging out with why not people.
Yeah.
And he's and that's just what it is. He's don't surround yourself with people who are well, why would you do that?
Yeah.
He's surround yourself with people who are I want to make a movie. And they're well, why not?
Yeah. No, dude, that's so true. And I feel I don't know, we've all been through different phases in our life or whatever, right? I remember working at a Marie Callender's and just getting blackout drunk every day and then wanting to do more shit. but then everybody around me was like, "Why would you want to do that?"
Yeah.
You know, like we're
Yeah,
like this is the life.
And that's
Free pie.
that's the thing that's so trippy to me. Fuck, is that me again? Yeah,
I mean, this Debo news is like, I mean, it's important.
it's the same message. But yeah, no, totally. I know. And like I worked at a law firm, and like that was a real eye-opening moment for me. It was like seeing all these lifers there,
yeah,
you
dude.
know, where it's like I'm only 22 and like and I'm the youngest person in this firm, you know, and, and then it's like, and all these people, like they don't have the reason I don't get along with any of them is because they can't connect with me on any level.
Yeah,
like this is their life. They're here 10 fucking hours a day, and I can't wait to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
and so all they have to talk about is work.
Yeah,
and
dude, yeah, that's what it boils down to, dude. Is like, I hate having a job where you work that job and then you just go get fucked up and talk about how much you hate that job.
Exactly.
And then you go to sleep and go to that job again.
Cannot stand that shit.
It's like even even in like now that I've been fortunate enough to not have to do that or whatever, I will still date someone from time to time and they'll be in that position, and it's like, I don't care about,
dude. There is nothing worse than dating a girl who has nothing to talk about
except
but their job.
Yeah,
like, granted, if their job is something cool, like if they're a photographer or something in your wheelhouse, something you're interested in, right? Yeah. Like I had a girl that I talk about it. I just realized she got married.
Hey, congratulations.
That seems to be most of my exes. Like I might be their good luck charm, because after they stop fucking with me, they end up getting married.
Yeah. What was that? What was that movie? Good Luck
Chuck.
Yeah.
That Dane Cook movie. Yeah. So I'm gonna pour myself a shot here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit of a good luck Chuck myself too. And more power to these women who get with great guys after me. I'm really happy for them.
Yeah. Well, what I was getting to is she worked at Disneyland. I have a bit about it, a joke about it. I'm like, I wish I used to work. I couldn't date a girl who did porn. I'm like, because I used to work with a girl who worked at Disneyland, and on her days off, she never fucking wanted to go to Disneyland.
That's pretty funny. That's great. That's great. Could you still not date a girl who does porn?
I couldn't date a girl who does porn,
but did
porn. I could.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I could definitely.
Yeah.
We had this discussion. I've had a former adult film star on this show that I've now befriended.
Oh, nice.
Very talented.
Okay. What does that mean? You're a fan of her work,
yes,
or you've
very much. But she was also very, very, very articulate, very fun to talk to. Very, very. I mean, her name was Felicity Phelan. She's on an earlier episode if you want to check it out. But she was great. She was a great guest. I mean, we talked about how one gets into it and all that stuff, and her dating life throughout it and shit like that. And she's like, and we were talking about it. She's like, I don't blame you. She's like, she's like, people I dated while I was doing porn, I knew something was wrong with them.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, she's like, because she's like, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I dated a girl who worked as a waitress at a strip club, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's no waitress I know that's getting $500 tips every night, So I'm pretty sure.
Well, and plus they're still like half naked when they're waitresses.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have dabbled with strippers. And granted, they're not the most stable people, but fun to be around, very fun, and like, but it's like I just don't know if as much as I would love to tell myself I'd be okay with it, right? Like I don't know if I would be okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I was thinking about this recently. I think because I heard someone else talking about it, and I was like, I wonder if that's
this conversation has come up a lot on this podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I'd have to not probably watch.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like,
out of sight, out of mind.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's how I feel. But I'd have a better separation between like a dancer, or stripper or whatever than a porn star, Yeah,
and it's like, I mean, it's so different, and this is a conversation that maybe people have had a million times, but it's like you said with the Disneyland shit, it's like I don't know somebody who wants to get off of work and do what they do for work.
Exactly.
At home, you know?
Exactly.
And to your point,
and that's actually what she had brought up too. She's like, yeah, that's the last thing I want to do is have sex after a day
See?
shooting. And I'm like, that makes sense. You know, that I'm like, yeah, see, that'd be detrimental, you know?
yeah.
Well, besides the fact that like, I'd be thinking about all the dick you've been taking like throughout the
Yeah,
day
depending on
and then
what
don't
kind
want
of-
mine.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Right. And it depends on what kind of shoot she was on that day. You know,
Right.
maybe it was a busy day.
It takes a real kind of fucked up person, I think, to really separate those two.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be an adult about it all you want, but at some point, I feel like you know, being just a man, you're going to be a little jealous about it. You know,
Yeah.
territorial.
Yeah.
As a man who would care, you know, like
Yeah.
I look, I'm not like an extremely jealous type, but like I have my fucking boundaries. Like, you know, like if somebody's hitting on my girl at a bar, I don't get too mad about it.
Right.
But if they're relentless about it and they're like,
That's when you got.
that's when things get ugly, you know.
Mhm.
Like to me, because I've had these situations with like, look, I'm no dime piece, but I've dated some fucking pretty attractive
Hey,
women,
dude.
you know.
I
So
don't think you should be selling yourself too short there.
so look, I've definitely been out of my league, right?
Mhm.
So by going out and then I've had this happen, right? I've been out with this happened in the same fucking day, by the way. Earlier in the day, I was meeting some people in Hollywood with my girlfriend at the time, and we're at this bar on Sunset. It's like this rock and roll bar. I don't think it's there anymore. It's called Loaded. And I go to the bathroom, and this guy comes up to my girl and buys and hits on her, right? Buys her a beer, and then she goes in. He's talking to her, or whatever. She goes, "Oh, I'm just waiting for my boyfriend. He went to the bathroom." And then he went, "Oh, you have a boyfriend?" He's like, "All right." And he bought another beer, and he left it on the table. He's like, "That's for him." He's like, "Congratulations, you know, good for him."
What a cool move.
And then
dude.
he walked away. And so
Yeah.
he was completely gone by the time I got back. And I was like, I want to shake that guy's hand.
Yeah, what a cool guy.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. And that same night, later that night, I went to have a cigarette, and then I came back and this dude is like sitting in my seat.
Mm.
And I'm like, and usually this is my move is I'll walk up and I'll just look at him and I'll go, "Hey, what's up, man? Like, what's your name?" "My name is Ryan. I'm her boyfriend."
Yeah. Solid.
And so he shakes my hand but doesn't move.
Mm. That's kind of fucking weird.
Yeah. And so I take the seat, the next seat, but I'm also at a table with a group of my friends. So that he like moved out of his way to like, so then I take another seat and I can hear what he's saying to her. And it's like,
What is he saying?
he's saying shit like, "Oh, that's your man. Like, you know, you could do way better," and shit like that. And like,
Bro, you didn't say anything at that point?
and no, and I did it. So at some point I'm like, but I start getting mad at her for not deflecting it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
yeah. I mean, that's for sure.
And she's like, "I've already told him a few times," and blah, blah, blah. And I go, "Okay, fine." And so at this point, like, I've been in a few scuffles in my day, right? But I didn't fight. I was gonna rake the fucking lawn with this
Yeah.
guy. Like, I swear to God, I was gonna I took my glasses off, put my wallet and keys on the table, and I just told her, "Wait, like, meet me in the car."
Yeah.
And she was just like, "All right." And I stood up, I grabbed him by the shirt, and I yanked him off the fucking chair. And I'm like, "Yo, motherfucker, like, you know, what are you doing?" And
Yeah.
then his friends came. Like, he had friends throughout the patio, right? And so his friends come up, they're like, no, he's just drunk, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "You need to get him the fuck away from me right now."
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck were you this whole time? You know, like, lucky for that dude, really. Like, I was gonna go to jail that night.
I mean, yeah,
Like-
dude. I mean, I was in a position one time where I went out with this girl, and again, out of my league. And let me just talk to the people real quick. You know, you shouldn't date out of your league unless, let's see,
unless they're very secure.
yeah, unless they're secure and unless they, you know, love is weird, you know, and
Yeah.
love is complicated.
Yeah.
But I was dating this girl way out of my league. She was kind of she was an asshole. And we were at this bar and this dude started hitting on her, and we went with my friend Kevin at the time, this Korean gentleman, and he was a great guy. And he had my back. And all of a sudden, like, they're being very flirty, her and this other guy. They start drinking together. He's buying her drinks, yada, yada, yada. I'm not getting anything. I'm trying to get her to leave. She's like, "No, we're having fun. Let's stay here." I'm like, "All right, whatever." I'm not even like, you know, tripping yet. All of a sudden, I turn around and they're like, he's like giving her like a piggyback ride or something like that.
Oh,
or like,
come on.
Like, it's like weird
Yeah.
shit. And I was like holding my friend Kevin was like, I'm gonna fuck this fool up. I'm gonna fuck this fool up, you know? And I was like, nah, dude, chill. And I held him back. And then like right as like she got down, like he just like hugged her. And I just like something came over me. And I just remember like releasing my arm off Kevin. And I just whispered into his ear. I was like, go. Get in, dude. Get in.
Yeah.
And then it was like releasing the dogs on him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
shout out to Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, you need boys like that,
Yeah.
you know, because sometimes it's not good form to fight the battles with you. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
though that's your fight.
Yeah, it's
like
my fight,
it's not, but it's not good form on like your relationship. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You could be like, I was fine. Kevin
Yeah.
was tripping.
Right.
though, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like, yeah, but there's something about that though that drives me up the wall because I realize the patterns now. Like I know when I'm dating somebody or I'm out with somebody that's like that enjoys the attention.
Yeah.
Like I don't fuck with it anymore. Like
Yeah.
because I spent so much time trying to diffuse situations where my, significant other was just was kind of like just fucking enabling the behavior. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Rather than diffusing these creepy dudes.
Right.
It's like they get flattered and so they
Yeah.
kind of just let it happen.
Oh,
and that
yeah,
pisses me
dude.
off.
Yeah. Like and again, dude, I mean, I've been in a string of terrible relationships and I dated this girl recently who was like, she worked at a pizza shop. And this like she would always complain about how these 50-year-old men would come into their pizza shop and talk about how much they hate their wives and then just hit on her all day.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, hey, you want to hang out after work? She's like, I can't. I have a lunch date. And I'm like, a lunch date? What the fuck? What does that mean? What are you talking about? And she's like, relax. It's not like a date, but I'm going out with like Dale or some shit. He's taking me out to dinner. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's not like that. Like he just says that he's like lonely and he wants to like, have dinner with somebody and, and I was like, you could say no.
Yeah.
Like you could say no. You could say thank you so much. I'm so flattered.
Dude, yes.
If you ever want to come and hang out, we could talk here at my job, but I don't have to hang out with you outside of work. What the fuck is that?
Right. And so, okay, that's funny that I know that. So there's a lot of that. Yeah, for sure. And so that's why like I'm so cutthroat with chicks that I date now. I'm just like, I don't like this. I'm done. I just, you know what I mean? Like it's just because I was in a fucking 5-year relationship with somebody I thought I was going to spend my life with, right?
Yeah.
And then when that atomic bomb went off, and then I realized I started to think back at all the other things that were wrong with that relationship, right? So I see the signs. I see them early, and I'm like, nope, not playing that one, not playing that again. I'm done. Like, cause I've learned from that, and I don't see it going anywhere if that kind of behavior is already like in front of me,
Yeah. I mean, you trust me, dude. I mean, I've drank past so many red flags that I stopped being able to see anything, and then after a while I thought, okay, this is not good. And now I could see it obviously, and then it's also like being young too.
Yeah, true.
But it's not.
I mean, how old are you now?
31.
Oh, okay. I just turned 30 this year.
Oh, shit.
Well, I turned 30 at the beginning of the pandemic. So I got the lockdown in March. So I keep saying just turned 30 because I never got a birthday party.
You didn't get to do anything?
I didn't get to do shit. You know what I did? I got drunk and had a gram of cocaine in the garage.
That's not bad. That's not too bad. I mean, my birthday was recently, and it was at the end. It was in the beginning of December, but it was at the beginning also of this like second shutdown thing, and it happened like right at the same time. And I was like, "Fuck!" Well, I was making fun of people who had early birthdays, like these fucking losers.
Yeah. Like me being one of them.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck Ryan, whatever. And then because I thought like, oh, December, I'm gonna be good. We're gonna be partying in Vegas by then. Yeah. And no.
Yeah.
That's my karma.
Wait, so you're turning 30?
No, December 2nd, I turned 31.
Oh, we're already in December. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
See, man, I thought today was Friday all day too.
Oh, wow.
I fucked up. Like,
dude, you're all over the place.
I'm all over the goddamn place. I'm all over the map. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know. Oh, you know what? Oh, there's another thing I was going to talk about too. Was talking to so I went and hung out with this stripper acquaintance friend and her other stripper friend, and we had a great fucking time.
Oh.
Yes, that kind of time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we spent all day hanging out, drinking, other things, and then but one of the conversations that was had when we were sitting in the pool, right? And so I'm sitting, and I'm like, I'm moderately attracted. Like I know where I stand on the scale.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you look like you could. You're like, I would feel safe in your arms.
So that's, but that's the thing is being trustworthy is one of my traits.
Yeah,
it's not like a first jerk, knee jerk reaction that people know. It's not like if you saw me at the bar, you'd be like, I could trust that guy.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't know. I think again, I think if I saw you and didn't know you, I'd be like, I could tell him my life story.
maybe.
Yeah.
But okay. But my point was, so this girl was telling her homegirl, like, she's like, we've known each other a long time. And she goes, I never thought about him that way or whatever. She's like, but now I just think he's sexy as fuck. And I'm like, yeah, because you know me now.
Sure.
And I was like, if I walked up to either of you at a bar, you wouldn't give me the time of day.
Right.
And I was like, but because you've sat down and you've talked to me and you understand that I'm a real person who has real reaction and actually listens to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what makes me attractive.
Which is kind of like, when you think about it, it's like, damn, does nobody else do that?
Yes, no one does that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
But think about this, though. So that's why I was like, but also you guys don't hang out at places I go to.
Right.
I go, you're part, you're there to entertain or you're at these clubs or whatever. I'm like, where you can't even fucking communicate with somebody.
True.
And I'm like, first of all, and I was like, and you got to, and everything's all about like a, face value. It's not like, I'm like, and for me, like, in order for me to actually put in work or to get anybody to like me I have to talk to them.
Yeah.
And if you don't give me a chance to do that, then you're never going to know me.
Yeah. It's a game you got to learn to master. You know what I mean? I for real. I mean, in high school, I mean, that was my game. I was like,
yeah, I mean, same here.
Because first impressions. I mean, they're like, look, I don't want to.
I mean, like, look, I know I'm not ugly, but like, and like in high school, but yeah, same thing. It's just like I was a funny lanky dude. I was awkward looking in high school too, though. Like I was handsome, but I couldn't grow facial hair. I was lanky. This is the best I've ever done.
Looks pretty good.
Thanks. I was like a lanky, skinny, fucking. I was a drama geek too, so everyone thought I was gay.
Yeah.
And like, but like, by hanging out with girls and talking and listening and shit, rather than, whatever. You're in high school, you want to fuck anyway. Like that's kind of, but. I don't know. And for me, and it takes a while to get that maturity to be okay with having a monogamous relationship with the opposite sex too.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like I'm at this level now where I've had girls over here a couple times and just like, if you're not into it, I'm not into it. Dude, obviously, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm not going to sit here and try and fuck you all night, and not only that, like I'm enjoying your company.
Dude, 100%. I mean, dude, I had a girl come over, and the plan was to come over and fuck.
Right.
That was the plan.
Right.
She got there, and we just started talking and hanging out, and we were like, let's just do this. Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to do that other thing or whatever.
I mean, there's always I've had this conversation before too, where I'm like, I feel like there's always some sort of tension if you want it. Like I you know what I mean? Like if it's already off the table completely, I'll never think about it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's thrown at me that like this is never gonna happen, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Right. Then I'll stop. I'll be like, sure, okay.
Yeah.
But then if there's always this weird kind of move, you guys start drinking, she's kind of flirty and then she's like, oh, what do you do? And then you know what I mean? But then always wants to hang out. Then that kind of like makes it a little murky. Like I don't know if I could deal with that.
Yeah, dude. I'm the king of misreading situations. Too.
Oh, dude.
And I'll always assume.
I don't think so though. I don't know. I don't think so. I think you read them quite correctly. I think they just send mixed signals.
I think you might be right. But because I've always been the type of person that will never assume ever that a girl is like interested in me. And I've had that work both ways where a girl that I do end up dating is like, oh my God, you finally got the hint. I was dropping hints left and right, yada, yada, yada.
That's what the girl was dating earlier this year. She's like, I can't believe I was hitting on you all of like New Year's Eve. And I was like, when?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And then I've had girls do more than that girl who said she was trying to flirt with me did. And I go like, hey, I think, maybe we should like, go out and do this and do that. And they're like, no. And it's like, okay, where's the line? Yeah. Well, it's I mean, I hate to be this fucking guy, but I feel like it is really tough for guys to kind of get that right reaction or that right idea of what we're getting here, Yeah.
And so like I don't understand why it isn't necessarily like acceptable to just be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I've done that before.
Yeah.
There was when I was with my ex last year. This was part of the reason why we broke up. I haven't gotten too much into it in a podcast, but
let's go.
But one of the fucking things was her boss and her bosses. They were a married couple, and we would go out and drink with them.
Uh-huh.
And the first night I went out and hung out with them, the wife came up to me and hit on me, like, I mean, aggressively,
right?
I mean, to where she like put her hand on my crotch and like was like, she's like, does that make you uncomfortable? I was like, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, my girlfriend's here.
And then it just got to a weird thing where she was and like kind of playing it like kind of coy, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I went, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. How did she react to that?
And then she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, bullshit. I'm like, what is this? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then she just kind of fucking played it off. And I was like, do I tell anybody about this?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Do I need to tweet about this right now?
So I didn't. I told one of my friends, and I didn't say shit about it. But then it kept happening. And then and basically what ended up happening was the rules were never set, but it was very obvious like these people wanted to swap or some shit.
Oh.
So there were a few nights where things got murky, where like, my girl and the wife like would like pull me into a room and start making out with me and shit like that. And so I was like, dope, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really care about that guy.
But what about when it's his turn though?
That's what happened. And she never told me about it.
Oh.
But I also never hooked up with her.
But she hooked up with them.
Yes.
That night?
No. Time and time again, things would happen. So this happened on a time that I wasn't around.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude. I mean, I had a threesome with a couple one time too. It was like a guy and a girl and me. And bro, I mean, I kept thinking the whole time, like, how is this guy just so cool with all of this stuff happening? I mean, it was like he was like being so like he was trying to make me comfortable, and he was like inviting me. He's like, oh yeah, do this to her, do that to her, like she likes when you do that. And I'm like, who is this guy? This guy's amazing, And I kept thinking the whole time. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not even sure there was a girl there, dude. I was like, I was like,
your eyes are very blue.
I was like, wow, I completely forgot about her. No, dude, but it was so crazy because he was like, I kept thinking like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could ever do this with someone I cared about. The cool thing with them though is that they were visiting from out of state.
Perfect.
So they were only going to be here.
No strings attached. That's a perfect.
Never saw them again. Never talked to them again. Don't even know their names.
And you know what? I feel like, because I was put in that position, and I feel like I had the ability and the fucking maturity to handle it in the right way, and I would have been fine with it. Sure, as long as we were all honest with each other. Right. And that's obviously not what happened. Yeah, because once you start doing all that other stuff, I mean, that's when it gets bad, and then that's when it's like, okay, well, is it okay to do it with this other guy too, and this other fucking guy at the bar, and this other guy? I mean, there's a lot of people who do it and make it work, and there's a few people that I know that do it that make it work. But the thing is, I could never be in part of their circle because they have their own fucking thing going on. Yeah, and you know what I mean. And I wouldn't want to do that anyway because that would make me uncomfortable. Yeah, you gotta, if you're gonna do that, and like you said, I know a lot of people who do it. I mean, one of these girls I used to work with, so one of the coolest girls I've ever known to this day. She's just awesome. Me and her were friends, never attracted to each other in any sort of way, but we would always just hang out and get drunk together. And her husband, like, for whatever reason, I mean, rightfully so, like, trusted me. He would let me, like, he'd leave, let me spend the night. He'd leave, go to work. Me and her would hang out all day. We'd go to like Big Bear together, get fucked up, pass out in my car. Never did anything sexual ever, right? Yeah. But they had a open-ish marriage where they were allowed to like
they would go and they would mutually hook up with one other person. They'd bring him back from the bar and then they would hook up, the three of them. But the rule was like, you can't do this without me.
Yeah.
Like his rule for her or her rule for him, I forgot, was like, I have to be the one to pick the person,
Sure.
to ask. Like they had rules and it was something that they discussed
Yes.
and it worked. They were the happiest couple I fucking ever hung around.
Now, do you think that is something that's completely just like we just don't understand it and we can't make it work because these people have somehow cracked the code, or do you think that that's something that is just like playing with fire and eventually it's going to blow up?
Dude, if you would have asked me before I met this couple, I would have said playing with fire. But now I feel like they just, I don't know where it comes from. It could come from just like how they were raised or like their confidence or their security with each other. And maybe maybe we're not like either or, maybe we just haven't met that person yet, who makes us feel that way. But I mean,
well, it's all about being. But the bottom line to me is finding somebody who's honest with you that makes you feel comfortable
and makes you feel like you're still a priority. Like,
yes,
even if they are even if you are fucking other people. And when that guy would fuck other girls with his wife, he never like exchanged numbers with them. He never talked to them.
That's where it gets murky. Yeah. That's the problem. That's what I think is the real like golden rule. Is like, fuck who. If you already are given this gift,
it is a gift,
right? You're already given this gift. Why fuck with the rules?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why ruin a good thing?
Why ruin a good thing? Because I feel like if I had a relationship like that, the only thing that would bother me is like they would have to always convince me that I could trust them.
Yeah, I mean, and see, then you get into like the other side of it, like, like for me, okay, my rules would be like it can never happen without me, right?
Yeah,
I have to be the one to like. We both have to okay it, and we both cannot have like constant communication with that other person.
Absolutely, I think so too.
We can't exchange numbers. Like I can't like pick up your phone to check what restaurants are open and then see 50 messages that you guys have been sending to each other behind my back.
Yeah, and you also have to be fully okay with it. Like you can't just like kind of be like, if that's what you want.
Yeah, because I've fucking done that too, dude. Bro, I remember when I was a lot younger, I there was this couple that I knew, and the girl told me that they were in an open relationship. And like an idiot, and I'll admit that I was a fucking drunk asshole, and I probably
you wanted to get it in,
and I was a lot younger, and I admit that I probably heard what I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
and I could have taken that extra step and asked him like, "Hey, this is what's happening. Obviously. Your girl said, you guys have an open relationship. Is that cool?" But her thing was like, the rule that we have is to not talk about it because that's when people start getting jealous. So we're in an open relationship, but as long as we don't talk about it, it's fine. That's the rule.
Okay.
And so whatever, we ended up hooking up, and then he found out, and it apparently was not a very open relationship, and
it was open on one end.
Exactly. And just like you said, that's why I brought that up, because he was the type of guy that was like, oh, I guess, yeah, if that's what you want.
Right.
Because she was like, she's like, this is what I want. If you don't want that, then we can't be together. And he was like, well, if it means losing you, then I'll do it. But that really didn't mean yes. I meant like, I guess.
Yeah. I just got in contact. It's funny, man, because like I don't know if you're like this. Like I've talked to people like this about this too. It's I'm one of those people that can like hook up with somebody and then like maybe date, depending on how the relationship went. Like I can still be really cool with them. Like I can like. Any female friend that's close to me besides my friends' wives or my brother's wives or anything like are chicks I've hooked up with.
Really?
Yeah.
I just haven't every relationship or every time that like I've added that to the equation, it's always just ended terribly. And I think there's been a few times recently where it's like as I get older, it's like better and better, and we're like able to amicably separate or whatever. But for me, it's like, you go do whatever you're going to do. I'll go do whatever. I don't hate you. If you need help, I'll be there for you.
But I'm saying as long let's just say like because what scenarios I'm talking about are like, okay, like I have a friend that she's now sober. She's being what is it? What's it called when you don't have sex?
Oh, abstinent.
Yeah, so she's being abstinent too, right? And we've kicked it a few times, and I thought maybe we maybe.
Sure.
Right. And she made that very clear.
Right.
Okay. However, we used to fuck in my early 20s all the time.
That's time though. That's
Yeah.
like enough time.
So that's what I'm
has
saying.
passed. Yeah.
So, but now we're homies, like
Yeah.
now, like, it's like, I know what it is. Like, if she hits me up to kick it, like, I'm like, cool. Yeah. I'll pick you up. We'll go get some fucking food. I mean, we'll go to the skate park or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. But what I'm saying is, because I've already been there, that tension's not there for me.
Right.
So, like, I could just go with the flow because I never will want it if it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. And I mean, I guess I've just never been in that situation.
I mean, there's another friend we were talking about, people who were in relationships that they thought were
yeah.
right. Okay.
Totally,
So
yeah.
she flew home from Seattle, and I mean, we had a fuck fest,
Damn.
and, but we were always pretty much platonic friends.
Sure.
But like we were chatting and shit, like while she was out of town or while she lives with her, I mean, now I think husband. So,
And he still doesn't know about it?
who knows? But
He's finding out today.
But we got back in touch, and she told me that was a big mistake on my part, and that'll never happen again. But I still love and respect you, and I still want to be friends. And I was like, well, yeah. Like that. That was never
Yeah.
an option. Like I never thought that we wouldn't be friends after it,
Yeah.
But she did feel like she kind of ghosted me or whatever, which was kind of true. Like, but I felt like I know what this is. I'm your mistake. Just,
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
And like, I knew it already, So we,
Yeah.
We hooked up all fucking for like 2 days, and then she flew back to Seattle, and then she didn't talk to me for a bit of it because I was like, she's probably figuring it out. She probably
Yeah.
figured out what she did right now.
Yeah.
And then because she was living and was pretty much engaged to this other guy.
I don't know how people do that shit.
And now
man.
but the thing was, she was telling me how she wanted to be in this open relationship, and she wasn't sure if he was. She's like, but he said okay, but he's not really okay with it. And then so it was like she came home, we had our thing, and I think it was almost therapeutic for her to realize maybe that's not what she wants. So
Yeah, maybe
back
that's
again to our good luck Chuck thing.
Exactly, dude. She figured it out. You're welcome. You're welcome.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
but again, like with her, if we could, we video chatted the other day, and it was just all about how much she cared about me and hoped that things would go well and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
was just like she's like, I've been thinking about you. I'm just kind of worried if I know things haven't been going your way and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, I appreciate that. She's like, well, I felt bad, like I kind of left you, on the hook. I didn't, and I was like, well, I wasn't really, come on.
Yeah. Give me some credit. Okay?
Yeah.
I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
Don't pity me right now.
Yeah, exactly. But we had a full on conversation about it. And like I said, like she and I could probably, we could chill. I wouldn't even doubt like if I'd probably get along with her husband or whatever too.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
not
Would you feel guilty
No.
if he didn't know?
I wouldn't ask.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember? That's so crazy when we fucked that one time. But you don't think if he didn't know that there'd be a part of you that'd be like a little weird around him?
No, because I don't know him.
Okay.
I don't know him. I get along with him. Whatever. Sure.
Yeah.
If I did, who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Maybe he does know.
But who needs to know?
Yeah.
Who needs that kind of information? You know what I mean? Like think
Well-
about. I don't know, man. See, because I don't know. I might be just I don't know if I'm just saying this because I think this is how I feel, or if it is actually how I feel. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
because I've dated girls who always want to know if you've dated somebody else when you bring them through, right?
Right.
And I'm always like, I'll leave it out just because I don't see them that way anymore.
Yeah, but that happened while they were together, though, right?
Yes.
So I think that's the difference, right?
True.
Because I think you're right. Like, dude, fuck who I've like because I dated a girl who would get pissed every time she would find out that I would.
Right.
Or
why wouldn't you tell me that? Well, because I didn't think it was fucking important.
Oh, I also didn't know you at the time.
Right. And who cares?
Yeah, who cares? You
Yeah.
know. But I think that's the difference in the situation.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
We'll call him right now.
But it's also not my place. That's their relationship.
Sure. Yeah, and you're right about that.
Yeah. That's like you know what I mean. Like it's not like sure if she invited me over for Thanksgiving or something, and then I'm that like I probably wouldn't go honestly.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, for sure.
you know what I mean? It's just whatever. That's not my place.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't
man.
know. And I always think about this too. Like, you can never, I feel like you can most of the times not get mad at the person who's a part of the home wrecking, but the person who creates that scenario.
Yeah. I another story. I found out a girlfriend of mine was cheating on me, and I called the guy. I found the number and I called the guy, and we had a very nice conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, because apparently, according to him, he could have been lying too, but he had no idea about me. I had no idea about him.
I had a similar thing.
Yeah.
This girl, I mean, I thought we were getting pretty serious and shit, but and I met her while she was like on a breakup, right? Apparently she went back to her ex-boyfriend. I had no idea.
Right.
And the whole time, I mean, I was the other guy, and I was like, how the fuck did you even have the time?
Yeah.
Like she was spending the night at my apartment, like, and I was just like, holy shit. And basically what happened was she sent a group message, or she sent a photo. It wasn't anything, but it was just like a picture. And she sent it to both of us.
Oh.
But she had like an Android separates them. So they go to two different, but I had an iPhone. So my iPhone turned it into a group message.
Oh.
And so I texted back, and this guy goes, who the fuck is this?
Oh, shit.
And I went, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And
she's like, oh, fuck.
yeah. And she went, shit.
She's like, whoops.
Yeah. And then, I mean, this guy was just like, oh, you're a dead man and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, and one of the times was I answered the phone. I was like, will you fucking wake up and see that we both got played, man?
Yeah.
Like, why are you mad at me?
Yeah, dude, this guy who I talked to was the fucking, again, like the nicest dude ever. He was like, I told him what happened, and he was just like, well, that fucking sucks. And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, yeah, it does suck. And he was like, I mean, I feel bad for you because he was the other guy and I was the boyfriend, right? And he was like, I mean, I kind of feel bad for you, dude, because you've been dating her for like longer and you've been doing this and blah, 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 blah. And I was, and at the end of the conversation, I think we even like,
you became friends.
Yeah, well, we were like, I think, because I didn't even know. I was feeling a lot. I was in my feelings that night,
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, bro, can I like, is it cool if I like text you or call you in the future just in case like any other shit like goes down or whatever? And he was like, yeah, man, call me anytime. My work schedule's like this. I'm
That's
usually free around this and
hilarious.
that. Like, he was like a really cool guy because he knew that we both got played.
Yeah.
And it happens.
I gotta say, I really didn't think this entire conversation was going to be about dating.
We can switch it. What do you want? throw in something else. Dude.
No, it's just I'm over it. You can tell, right?
Yeah. You're doing great, man. Yeah.
Continually running away from my problems. I've lived in a different city every fucking year.
Every time you break up,
yeah,
you
I fucking
move.
leave.
It's a solid strategy.
It
dude.
really is, because I want to just be like, fuck it, I'm done.
Well, yeah, dude. I think if more people did that, then less murders would happen. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Every time you watch because I fall into this YouTube rabbit hole of like unsolved murder cases or like even like murder mysteries.
Yeah, it's always somebody close by.
Yeah, and it's always like they're always dating somebody else in their same
Right.
neighborhood, and then something happens and they have to murder.
Well, that's what it is. I'm evading a murder charge.
Yes, you're doing the responsible thing, and you're just getting the fuck out. Which is what we always say on our podcast: don't kill your family, just abandon them.
Yeah.
Okay, abandon your family, never murder them,
Yeah.
and you can live by those words.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You made me feel better.
Yeah,
about that,
dude, you're a hero. Yeah, you're doing the Lord's work, man.
Oh my god, are you one of those dudes who watches like a lot of those murder porn shows?
My roommate got me into it. I never ever watched it, but we found a couple YouTube channels, 2 YouTube channels specifically that do it really, really well.
Yeah.
And they come out with like, first of all, I never knew how many murders were happening because this guy's got a new episode every week,
Right.
and they're put together pretty well, and he tells the story pretty well. It's kind of interesting, man.
Yeah, murder happens a lot,
A lot.
but they always get caught.
Yeah, but some of them almost don't get caught.
Yeah, but then they fuck up because there's a part of them that still wants the credit.
Well, yeah, there's 2 kinds of people, right? There's people who are fucking idiots, and then there are people who are what you said, right? People like there was this one guy who was planning on murdering his ex-wife and her new husband, but he lived, I don't know, Ryan, kind of very far away, and I don't know if that's why you're moving so far away, but no, he lived in a different state. He rented a car to go drive, so it wouldn't be with his tags or whatever.
Perfect.
To go drive hours to their home, kill them, drive back,
That's how you do it.
which seemed like a solid plan until he got like a flat tire or something on the way there. He was like, it was like, let's say it's a 10-hour trip. He was like 5 hours in and he got a flat tire. And the cops pulled him over because he was like outside of his car doing shit. And they asked him a bunch of questions. And they're like, what are you doing out here? And then they found out that he's like 5 hours away. He lives 5 hours away. Yeah, long story short, he ends up saying, okay, well, the cops, they know that I'm out here, so I got to go home now. And instead of just saying like, maybe I'll postpone the murder, he went back like a couple days later. And so, of course, the cops with the body cam were like, hey, we actually have footage of a guy who lives in that same area who was driving suspiciously this far.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he wouldn't have got pulled over that night, or if he would have maybe just waited 6 months, he could have got away with it. There was one more crazy one. There was another guy who killed his roommate. And the only reason he got caught was because he went to the public library because the police confiscated his computer and everything. He's like, go ahead, I have nothing to hide. They couldn't find anything on this guy. This guy was going to get away. And the only reason they found out it was him is because he went to the public library and he Google mapped this random location like 50 miles away where nothing else was around. And the cops were like, why would somebody just go to a public library and Google that spot? And they went there and her body was there.
Oh my God.
And it's like, if he wouldn't have done that, he would have gotten away. So I'm saying like a lot of these people are just idiots.
Well, why did he Google map? Why would
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
get a Thomas guide.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know if he was just there, just like drooling over the little patch of land where she was at or what. But like, if that wouldn't have happened, they had nothing on this guy.
That's probably what it was. He probably put her there and he wanted to like make sure he knew where she was.
Yeah. He wanted to like make sure, or like, I don't know if he thought he was going to get some sort of like live feed to see if the cops were going to be there or something. I don't know. But
weird. To
your point, yes, most people get caught, but they get caught for the dumbest reasons sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this to condone any of this behavior, but, just, think about it, think about it.
Wait. What did he say? Duo 187. Murder, death, killed. 187. What? Murder, death, kill. Okay. He goes, Duo 187. Oh, on a cop. I guess that's what he was saying. He said that was Jesus stopping him from killing his ex-wife.
I mean, well, Jesus didn't stop him from going back a second time.
But he still did it, right?
Well, but he went home and then came back and did it again. Yeah.
But he actually killed her.
Yeah.
Oh, no, so she's still dead there.
Yeah. She's very, very much
very dead. Very dead.
Very dead.
Oh, man. So fuck. I know I talk to every comic about what's going on, but what's going on?
I mean, I think we said it at the beginning of this episode is yeah, dude. I mean, I'm cool right now. I think I'm just finding other avenues and other things and places to put my energy. And
that's what you got to do.
That's what you have to do, or else you'll lose your fucking mind.
So I'm gonna go grab a beer. If there's any in the fridge, hold on. Give me a second.
You're all good. What did Doug leave something? Oh no, Doug left an empty box over here.
I think he took the rest.
All right, let's see what the chat has to say, dude. I can't even see it, but I can't. I wish I could read what you guys were saying, but I mean, one guy said,
no, Doug actually graced us with more beer.
Oh shit!
He took the box out with the empty one.
Fucking Doug, dude, what a great guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm trying to. I have my fucking peaks and valleys, man. It's like I'll be happy about the podcast. I'll be happy at where things are going, like, mentally and shit. And then it's like, I'll be like, I gotta do stand up. And I'm like, I fucking can't though, And then it's like, I've been spending all this time promoting myself to other people and sending, like, I have like a 30-minute video that I never released. And I'm sitting here, I'm sitting on it. Like, I'm like, it's like 40 minutes. Like it's my ghetto special is what I call it, So I'm like, but it's good.
Yeah.
And I went through so many years of like, I did it 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And I was like, I hate it. And then I'm like, now I think it's good.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, now I fucking hate it again. And now I'm here and I'm like, it's good for what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it's pretty solid. And I'm like, I should put it out.
Well, yeah. Did you put it out?
Not really. I send it to people just to kind of enjoy it,
Yeah.
I held it so preciously because it was like all my material.
Yeah.
It was like almost an hour of all my shit. So at a dive bar, at the Silver Dollar.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did a special event where I sold tickets. I locked the doors and I had fucking
That's
cameras and
amazing.
shit. And I pulled it off. I was proud that I did that. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to.
Mhm.
That's why I was so fucking like aggro about it.
Yeah.
But times passed. I'm like, it's still fine.
Yeah, I mean, that same thing happened to me, dude. I filmed a half hour at the Chatterbox in Covina. We had like multiple cameras. We had like it was a packed show. Like they were turning away people at the door.
Yeah.
We had like nice sound equipment, and it's out now. I ended up putting it out.
What'd you do? How'd you put it out?
I just put it out on YouTube, so it's just
So it's just free on YouTube.
Yeah, it's just free.
So I have it on YouTube, but I have a private link.
Oh, see, mine's public.
So what I was thinking of doing
Mhm.
is like putting it up on Patreon
Oh, okay.
so that like people could give me $5 for it at least.
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, I just wanted more eyes on it. I just wanted as many eyes on it as possible but to your point, the only reason I bring it up too is because I did the same thing you did. We filmed it a year ago. Actually a year ago. It was on
Yeah.
my birthday last year. And I, in my toughest critic, and I saw it and I was like, I don't think I'm going to put this out. I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have said this. I could have said that. And
Sorry. Yeah,
no, you're
go ahead.
good. I was just really hard on myself, and I looked at the footage. And,
As we are.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to put this out. And I just that was it. I was not going to put it out. And then fast forward to obviously everything happening that happened with the pandemic and everything. And my friend, who's an editor who helped me film it, he got coronavirus and he was like quarantined at home.
Oh shit.
And he was like, dude, I'm so bored. Like I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. Like I need to work on something. I need to be creative.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, send me that footage and I'll cut together everything for you because I'm just so bored.
Yeah.
And he is an editor, and he did film it, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right.
So I edited mine I did it all myself.
You did?
Yeah. Well, I have a friend who's like a writer director.
Mhm.
So I had him as my director.
Right.
But he and I pretty much actually I did all the editing myself.
Right.
Yeah.
But I sent it as I was sending him the footage, it had been a year since I had done it. And I looked at it again, just like you said. And I was like, oh, that's not as bad
It's
as I
not
thought
bad,
it was.
yeah.
I don't know why I was being so hard on myself. Like I think this is pretty cool. I'm actually pretty proud of this. Like I'd love to put this out. And so I sent it to him, he cut it together, and then we released it. And I could have maybe tried to put it behind a paywall or something, but I just wanted as many people to enjoy it. I already wasn't going to put it out. And then when I realized that it was something I was actually proud of, I just wanted people to see it and enjoy it and hopefully like it.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna do something with it soon because it still holds up. And it's still very relevant. Like but like you said, yeah, I mean that's the struggle of an artist, right? You're never satisfied.
Yeah, it's never good enough.
But like yeah, I think for me, I think it's just we come up with these expectations of what we want it to be. Like you have this like idea of what it's going to be, and then we don't have the means or the budget to do exactly what we want to do.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to like grasp at shit that we're capable of, and so you just make it for what it is, and so it's disappointing sometimes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's a solid set all the way through, and yeah, I just showed my roommates it today, and they fucking loved it. But
I mean, yeah, that's great, dude. I mean, I say fuck it, dude. Just put it out. I mean, as more time passes by, the less it might. I don't want to say. I think it'll always be funny, but I think it'll stop. It'll be less relevant, maybe, or it'll be.
yeah. Yeah, and I think right now is the time. Yeah, you just reminded me I got to fucking do something with it because like I said, it's solid, and but I need money, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not to fucking toot my own horn for very long, but like I just last year, I mean, I made so much money doing stand up,
Uh-huh.
and not that I do it for the money, but like to be somebody who was like paying my fucking rent on stand up, and then all of a sudden I don't have any sort, you know what I mean? Like it feels weird doing it for free again.
Yeah.
To where, because like I felt like I had finally broken that threshold. Like
Yeah.
I was like I even for, I'm not even saying like I was making big money. I'm
Sure.
just saying like I wouldn't go out to a bar show for anything less than $20.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
was like, just because I need gas. Like it's like I know I'm good at this.
Yeah.
So if you want me on your show, I'll need at least 2 free drinks and fucking gas money.
Right.
Like at least.
Yeah. Minimum.
Yeah, and and I used to fucking get upset with people to come out and who would like ask for payment for coming out and doing the silver dollar and stuff. But like,
well, I mean, I did that show twice, and you always gave us free drinks and stuff.
yeah, beer was always on the house.
Yeah,
and if you stuck around all night, I always tipped out the tip bucket.
yeah.
So so that was
That's
like
way more than a lot of shows do.
yeah.
Some shows don't give you literally anything.
And if I really wanted you to be there,
Yeah.
I would pay $20 out of pocket,
Sure.
just because I want you there.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people hit me up before when I've booked other shows, and I kind of respect it. It's hard for me to do it, but I respect it. Where they'll say like, "Hey, I really do appreciate this, and I'd love to come do it, but I'm gonna need X amount of money," and it's usually like $20 or something.
Yeah, $10-$20, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and here's the thing: is I don't like when it's like a bar show. I'm producing a bar show, and we don't negotiate at all. But then they go, "What's the pay?" Look, dickhead. If I had pay, I would have told you that right up.
You would have
front.
opened with that.
I would have opened. With
Yeah.
that, and also you're at my level. Like,
Exactly.
If you want to work, come and work. Like,
And don't word it like that. What's the pay?
yeah.
So you're like, hey man, like I'd love to do it. Like, would you mind covering gas?
And
or
I've been
something?
that guy, and I'll do it that way. I'll say, look, man, like if I'm being honest, like I'm fucking really tight this week, like and like I haven't done a free show in a while. So like, if I'm gonna come through, like I'm gonna need at least like $10.
Yeah. And I don't think, like I said, like when I got that message from a guy who I, respect, I mean, I respected that too. Like, yeah, this guy knows what he's worth. And the truth is, like, I truly
And what's
believe,
$10? What's $10
Yeah.
for fucking? I'm doing 10 minutes of my A material for you at your fucking shitty bar show.
Yeah.
You want me there because you want a good show.
Yeah.
And what's $10 out of your pocket to get me there?
Yeah. And really, it's crazy because, like, if anybody else who's not a comic is listening to this conversation, they're like, really? They're $10, But it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I guess what I'm assuming is that some people might be thinking, like, $10 is nothing. Like, why even bother asking for $10? But that's gas. You know what I mean? That's
my ride there and back.
Yeah.
Like I'll legit be doing spots all week long, dude.
yeah.
And so if this is a booked bar show, like I'm gonna need some sort of compensation to get there. Otherwise, I can't make it. Like it's more like it's costing me money to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
whereas like if I'm gonna do that, I may as well go to an open mic
Sure.
at a club.
I mean, definitely, dude. And I think sometimes you get bogged down with like, fuck this person, fuck that person, because it's a lot of like, sometimes egos can get involved.
Yeah.
And then some people,
And I don't think that I'm worth, like, I'm just asking for $10.
Yeah,
to come
no.
through, you know
And
what I mean?
I'm on your side, but I also think that like, even sometimes people can think like, oh, I thought we were homies or whatever. Like,
yeah, and I kind of, and I'm
yeah.
guilty of that, but I think it's because, because I know, like flipping the side. So like I said, like I'd be a little more respectful about it, So I
Yeah.
started asking about it. I would start saying like, honestly, if I'm gonna roll out, like I'm gonna need, some gas money because it's like I'm cruising out like to Hollywood every fucking night, and
Yeah.
and my tank is on empty. I don't get paid till next Friday. So like, if you
Yeah.
want me on the show, like, and if
love
not,
to do it. Yeah.
and if not, then I can't do it.
Yeah. And that's not to say that like, I would ask that of every show, but there are certain shows and certain
I mean, if it's a
people-
ways out of the way for me, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like because the last one I bailed on because of that was like out here, and when I was living in El Monte,
Right.
And I'm like, that's an hour drive for me, dude. Like, and I got, I still got to drive back and forth to work every fucking
Yeah.
day, So
not to mention the mics and the, like you said, all the other times, all the
Yeah.
other shows, all the other mics, all the other things you're doing.
exactly.
It adds up, and you don't get paid for those things. So, I mean, you get paid for working, but not for going to a fucking open mic. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's super reasonable.
Yeah. So that's and that's where I got. That's why it was so like it was so heartbreaking for me because like 2019 was like my year, man. Like I did two long trips of like going down, like up and down the coast, like just all on my own merit, like just booking, San Francisco, fucking Sonoma County, San Diego, like going back and forth, Fresno, Bakersfield County, all that shit, right? Like I did 2 weeks just going back and forth like that, and it was like, it felt fucking great. And it was like just selling merch, just getting donations, just all that, like, free beer, whatever. Just enough for me to just sustain myself on the trip.
Yeah.
And then to come back with some money still, So it was like, by me doing that and then coming back to LA and like realizing like, no, people want to pay you. you just got to
Yeah.
ask.
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, that's the same thing. Like, I'll do commission work from time to time too. Like, I'll draw people, podcast art for people, or just like random things for people. And because it was something that I love doing, it was so weird for me to like charge people.
Yeah.
And even asking a certain amount of money for a certain amount of money was hard,
Yeah.
because I would always, I don't know, you always think your own things and you have your own thoughts in your head that aren't real. And you always think someone's going to be like, really? X amount of money for that? You're not that good. Chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you hear, so you're always like, oh,
Well,
maybe I
it's,
should,
it's because of that too. But and then there's also this like dog eat dog fucking like, universe that we live in where, comics love to shit on other comics and they like to put you down, but it's like when I feel like there's a big difference between arrogance and confidence.
Mhm.
But it's a fine line, I know the difference, like I know I'm not being arrogant. I don't think I'm asking for much. And I don't think, but I know what I'm worth,
yeah.
like I know I'm good at it. I know that I know I get paid somewhere for it.
Yeah.
So, which means there's value to it.
Yeah.
So by me asking for money doesn't fucking necessarily mean I'm
No. Yeah, it's way different than like
Yeah.
demanding something or like, like you're like, here's my writer for me to come.
yeah.
through the show. So,
See,
like,
but that's the difference is like I wasn't
yeah.
demanding it. It was just like, hey man, like these, like, cause I even talked to, I was trying to get some pretty big heads through a few of my shows. And most of the time they were gracious, and also I got some pretty big names that I'm pretty proud of to come through just for fucking $30, $20.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like, and I was talking to a few, like I was talking to Earl Skakel,
Yeah.
So I semi know Earl, not, we're not like friends or anything, but I was talking to him about it and I wanted him to come out and do my Roadhouse show in
Right.
Duarte. And I told him I'd give him $50.
Mhm.
And he was like, that's just out of my way. And he's like, I'm kind of just over doing those things. And he's like, it's nothing against you. He's just like, I've just kind of made a choice to just,
Sure.
and he's like, and I'm sure your show is fun. He's like, I'm sure it's a fun show. He's like, I've just decided, like, if I'm going to go out there, he's like, it's just kind of not worth my career anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair.
Yeah.
That was a solid and articulate way to tell me no, but here's why. You know?
Yeah. And not to like, I mean, he covered all his bases and he said what he had to say, and it's hopefully the honest truth. And you have to respect that.
For
And
sure.
I'm sure you do.
For sure, I do. I mean, if I was, look, I mean, obviously I haven't been in the business as long as he has, and so I feel like one day I'll get there,
Sure,
to
yeah.
where it's like I'll just be like, you know what, it's not worth it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy too when you're at this like sort of in between. I mean, I don't know, dude. I feel like I feel like I've kind of really been, and I don't want to like shit on anybody who's like really been going through it or anything, but I feel like I've kind of been at least hopefully making the most of this whole pandemic kind of thing, because I have to, dude, or else I'll lose my fucking mind.
Yeah,
or else I'll go
dude,
crazy.
absolutely, yeah.
And so, I mean, I've just thrown all of that energy into podcasting and, making videos, and, I still get commission work from time to time, but I actually like, and I miss stand up. I super miss it. And I've done a few outdoor shows here and there, and they've been great. Like, and every time I do it, like I am kind of on a high afterwards for a couple of days. Like, damn, that I fucking miss this, you know?
Yeah.
Then that goes away, and then I kind of think back to all the things that I would do, and I think to myself, like, man, I can't believe I used to drive, all the way out here for 2 minutes of stage time, you know what I mean, or 3 minutes,
Right.
Every Tuesday, or I would do that multiple times a week. Like, I look back and I mean, there are things that when comedy comes back, which it will eventually, no matter how long it takes. I mean, those are things that I'll still do again, but I don't think I'll I don't know. It did put a lot of things into perspective. And when you talk about value, it made me like realize like not even what my value is, but like also other people's value. We put people, especially in this like community, right, on pedestals because they have this credit or that credit or done this and done that.
Right.
But then there's some people who, like, when this went away, like they went away.
They went away.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. That's like, and that to me is like really with all that creativity and with all this, like, these like, I guess like fans that you say you have, or this thing that you say you're doing, like it shouldn't be enough for just this to take it all away.
Yeah, I
you
agree.
know?
I agree, which is why, but that's also why oh shit. So sorry. That's why I'm struggling so much because I'm like, I know I have this drive, right? But then it's like I get so fucking discouraged sometimes that I'm just like, well, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then it's like, I'll wake up one day and I'm like, oh fuck, I got a podcast today. Like I don't even fucking feel like doing it. And then I do it, and then I'm like, this is why I do it. I fucking because I feel great. I feel like I did something today.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I accomplished something. I feel
Yeah, and even that is like doing way more than so many other people. Like I can't tell you how one thing I do have in common with what you were saying earlier about the talkers not doers is like I hate when all these people say, especially now, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I hate really when people start posting about it on their stories constantly. Like coming soon is like one of my I hate that the most.
Yeah.
Like
well, I'm guilty of it, but I had to I had to postpone so many different projects because of all this bullshit and then everything I ended up going through. So it's still coming, guys. There's something that we're doing that I'm like, I'm super excited for, that I really want to do, that we're going to do. It's just we have to keep putting it on hold. There's this we even got the graphics for it. Dude.
Yeah,
it's ready to go.
Well, no, but I mean that's like even that's different. I guess what I'm talking about too is more like you can tell when people are doing it and they actually, because I've done it too, right? But I've usually only done it when I've had, like, for example, when I put my special together, or my, what'd you call it, a ghetto special?
The ghetto special.
When I put my ghetto special together,
yeah,
I already had it done, or actually I was kind of still cutting it together and just like, you know, fine tuning it. But I would say like coming next week or whatever. But that's because I already had it done. Yeah. I guess what I'm more so talking about is people who are saying that, and then these people have a habit of never making anything.
Yeah,
you know, and they're like, hey, like you know, I've seen people say like, hey, would you guys be interested in this kind of content from me or whatever? And
yeah,
put like a poll on Instagram. It's like, just make something.
Like how many people have OnlyFans now?
Oh, a lot of people have OnlyFans.
Oh my god, so many.
Yeah,
and look, the girl I was dating earlier this year, I was like, why not? Let's do it. You know?
Yeah. Fuck it.
So, I mean, to go back to the question of could I be with somebody who does porn?
Yeah.
If it's with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Would you be neck down kind of guy?
No, I'll do it. Fuck it. It's me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are some,
I got like sleeves and tattoos. Everyone's gonna know it's me.
Yeah, there are some porn stars that I know, male especially, obviously, just from because like sometimes they won't show their faces.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know that tattoo. I know.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not gonna promote. That's the thing, is I don't want to promote myself as like an OnlyFans person, right? So that's the only thing, is like, and especially no one's gonna be watching it because of me.
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, you know, the chick I was with was fucking hot, and she used to sell panties and shit, but had a problem with porn for some reason.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make zero fucking sense. But she had she already knew she had a clientele if we started doing an OnlyFans or whatever, right? And like we talked about it seriously. She ended up backing. I was like, whatever, man. This dick is. I'm down for it, you know. And she's like, well, wouldn't it? I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, it's not gonna ruin my career.
Yeah. Like
if they find out it's me, you know,
who cares?
It's fine. I'm like, plus like my dick size is okay. Like it's not. It does just
show the camera.
It does just its job, you know. And plus you're petite, it'll look bigger.
I mean, you got a point.
All right, hold that thought. I really want to talk about more of this shit, but I got to pee real quick.
Yeah. Any new things in the chat? Let's see what's going on.
He said, put your album out on DistroKid, and it will put your show on all audio platforms. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna look this thing up. It's DistroKid. Well, sir, I'll tell you this much. I have my own special out on YouTube right now. It's called I'm Right Here, and it's on YouTube. You could type in I'm Right Here, Josh Michaels, and it should come up. And it's 30 minutes of stand-up, which, you know, look, I'm pretty proud of it, and I think maybe it'll make you laugh. And so why don't you just check that out? How about that? Why don't you do that? Why don't you type that into YouTube? I don't know why. I feel like I'm being very combative right now, and I apologize for that. But I'll also check out that thing you were suggesting. But yeah, dude, I'm Right Here. This is going to be a commercial while Ryan's peeing for that. It's half-hour stand-up. I think it's funny, but I'm biased. And I made another video on my YouTube channel, and it gets a lot of hate. consistently, I'll open up my YouTube app and it'll have one comment of hate. I'm talking to this guy right now.
Go ahead.
Give me a second. Every day I wake up, it's another guy. It's another guy saying some shit on there, and it fuels me. It fuels me. It hurts me sometimes too, but it fuels me at the same time. And that's where I played a virtual. I did a virtual open mic online and streamed it, and the audience can heckle you and stuff like that. So you should play that game. How about that? Have you ever played that game? It's a game called Comedy Night on. It's on Steam.
No, it's an actual. Wait,
It's a virtual open mic, dude.
Oh my god! No, why would I want to put myself through that?
It's awful, but it's so bad it's good. Like people can in the crowd can hook up their mics and they can heckle you. And of course, it's just people saying the most outrageous shit. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people saying the N-word or whatever. But also you can't get a joke in edgewise.
No way.
But it is so bad that it's good because you just end up screaming at people, and it is pretty funny. That
sounds like we need to live stream this game.
Oh yeah, dude.
That sounds like we need to.
Oh yeah.
Once we get this monitor hooked up here, maybe we'll do a. What is it? What's it called?
It's called Comedy Night.
It's called Comedy Night.
It's called Comedy Night, dude. You make your own avatar. You stand on stage. You can run your own rooms and give people
Get the
2
fuck
minutes.
out of here.
Yeah, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You can create your own They have mixed mic rooms where people can play music if they want. They have.
Really?
Yeah, you can name the room whatever you want. Knock knock jokes because people don't, they'll just they don't do actual comedy or whatever. So they'll just say this is a knock knock joke room, and then they'll just.
Who runs that room?
It's always 12-year-olds too. 12-year-olds will pop in there sometimes too and start saying some wild shit. They'll start talking about fucking my mom or something. But it's so funny. And to stream.
But to be fair, your mom's a whore. No, I'm just
to be fair, I mean I haven't seen her in a while, so you might have.
I'm sure she's a lovely woman.
She's a lovely woman, but even lovely women, especially lovely women, need to be loved. So if you're gonna fuck her, make sure you just take care of her. That's all. That's it. Make her come.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. At least.
You can't just say you're gonna fuck my mom and leave her.
Yeah, that's right.
And leave her out to
dry.
You
take care of my mom.
Yeah, you take care of her. You take care of her for
me. Shit. We were talking about sayers and doers.
Oh yeah,
and adapting and how people went away. We're talking about the OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. I think that's the last thing we were talking about.
Okay, yeah. So that's what that's the point I was gonna try and get to. Was I'm down with it. Like I said, I'm kind of struggling here, just trying to stay afloat, just trying to stay relevant. I'm on TikTok now. I'm fucking 30. What am I doing on TikTok?
Yeah,
but
I'm 31, dude. TikTok is amazing, dude. I love TikTok.
I love TikTok because of the algorithm and shit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm banned on Facebook. I can't even fucking look at. I can't even stream on Facebook right now.
Fuck Facebook, dude.
Dude, Facebook's old. It's old guy shit.
Yeah, it's old guy shit.
We can't do it anymore,
bro. TikTok is better than Instagram. I'll say it. I mean, I go on TikTok because it's a bunch of people I don't know.
Yeah.
And on my Instagram, it's people who I know. And so I'm like, fuck that guy. Fuck that.
That's exactly right. I mean, because Instagram fucking changed their whole thing to now where it's like the people you most interact with are the ones that are up on top. And it's like, those are the ones that I see those all the time.
Yes.
I mean, granted, that might be why it's so weird, man. Because I have been, I've somehow got it to give me more likes now. Because there was a weird thing where there was a weird dry spell where it was like I'd post something that I'm like, that shit's worth 100 likes at least, right? And then it would go nowhere. I'd get 2, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is happening? So okay, there's this one video that I have on Instagram, and I have it on TikTok, and I'm really upset that it didn't take off. Because
what is it? I want to see it.
It's a Sonic commercial. And I was watching Sonic. I was watching TV, and so I was at my grandparents, and they have the fucking little TiVo thing, right?
Yeah.
So they're talking about the fucking the ice cream blast things that they have, and the girl goes, "New ice cream blasters, blah 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 blah. It's a party in my mouth." and then I just and then it cuts to me, right? It's the TV, and then it cuts to me, and I go, and everyone's coming. And then I just look at the camera, and I'm like, how did they not think about this? That was the tagline, and only 5 people liked it.
That's disrespectful.
I was like, come on, man.
That's disrespectful. Yeah, dude, nothing's sadder than posting a TikTok and because TikToks tend to like do better, right?
You know what TikTok took off the most that I
What?
put out was I decided to do 30 days of sobriety.
Okay.
And I was on day 15 and I did a skate session with my brother.
Uh-huh.
And I put 15 days sober and everyone thought it was like me like fucking on a road to recovery. And that was the one that was like, keep it up, brother.
Well, I mean, hey, that's
like,
pretty nice.
There was a lot of support, but like it was just because I was a fat 30-year-old fucking skateboarding and but I was doing it every day. So like I did like a few posts. It was like every day I was waking up in the morning, I was going to go, do my stretches, go skate. And I was waking up early because I wasn't drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't doing anything. So yeah, it was like a 30-day sobriety thing. And that was the one that took off.
I mean, dude, the ones that do take off when you see the amount, like the first one I think I posted that did really well. Is like, something's broken. My phone's broken. This is not possible.
Right.
Like something is wrong. But that's just how TikTok works. And it is sad when you post something and it gets like nothing. Because then like I have the one of the first ones I did, it was literally just me smoking my Juul to some dumb song. And then I took the Juul pot out because it wasn't hitting, like the joke is like it wasn't hitting hard enough. And I just put it in my lip like it's chewing tobacco. Yeah. And then I just started spitting in a cup. That's literally it. Yeah. Not that funny. Yeah. But it got like 60,000, 70,000.
You got that Juul crowd.
Yeah, I got that Juul crowd. Got those high school kids, Yeah, so it's weird what will kind of take off or whatever, or what people will engage with. But
yeah, I mean, you know George Wang, right?
Yeah,
he's been fucking killing it on the talks.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
him and Martin Rizzo have just been like just cranking them out.
Yeah, good for
and
them.
I'm like, God damn it, man! Like, and the thing is, like, it's funny because like those two, I just look like they just know how to use that shit, And it's like I turned into such an old dude when it comes to it, you know. And it's like it's not like I don't have the desire to. I'm just like, what the fuck do you do? How do you do all that shit? You know? And it's like they make the, or they'll do the dances and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, you got to just do it, and then something will stick. I mean, that's kind of the point I was trying to make. And I do feel bad whenever I say that about people not making shit or whatever. But I'm more so specifically, and it ties into everything. It's like it's more so speaking to the people who are like, and I'm thinking of one person in my mind right now. Who people who are like sad about it, but then still aren't doing it. It's like you can't be sad and then still not. That making stuff makes you happy, but you're like you're getting the instant gratification from like asking people if you should do it, right? Like I always go back to this one dude who I saw post a laptop screen, and it was like his coffee mug was perfectly positioned in it, and then the laptop screen you just see the word exterior ... And he's like writing sesh, you know what I mean? And that was the caption. That was his story, right? Yeah. And that's more the coming soon stuff that I'm talking about, because you get the instant gratification from people liking that or commenting and saying like, "Oh my God, dude, keep it up, dude! Can't wait to see the final thing." Blah blah blah. And so you're sitting there and your fucking dopamine's like, yeah, you're getting what you want out of it. So you just never make it, right? Yeah. And then you're sad later because you don't have anything to show for all these things that you say you're going to do. And I guess my point with that is there was something I heard one time that said like artists like or people who make cool shit, like they suffer for years in private to get praised in public for like a short amount of time or something like that. And I kind of think of like that's how musicians do it too, right? Like,
yes.
They'll disappear. They'll disappear for a year or 2 years, work on an album, and then you'll see them everywhere on all these talk shows, on all these podcasts, on all these YouTube videos to promote this album.
Right.
And then they'll be around for a while.
Do you drink?
No, not anymore.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then they'll come back and they'll go away and then they'll work on their next thing. They're not constantly posting like about things they're making because they're too busy making it. Yeah.
Yes. But there's something about our fucking profession or careers and stuff and community that like needs that attention.
Well, stand-up is instant gratification.
Well, I know that, but I mean like how many, like, because we know so many people. Look, I'm guilty of it too. When you're sitting at I sit at bars and write. That's I don't sit at coffee shops, but we know. But but like I've been guilty of like, I'll write something out and then I'll just like, and I'll blur everything else, but just one line.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then, and I'll be like, can't wait to work on this shit.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And like, but that's because I am very excited about the work I'm doing.
Right.
You know, it's not. So I guess what I'm saying is like, people want to know you're working still.
Well,
Even though
I think you want people to know that you're working more than they want to know that you're working.
sure, but you got to stay relevant in some way.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think, especially you're right, like with stand up too, like we are used to getting on stage and that's why I love it so much too. Cause like we get that feedback immediately. And then when you put a video out or when you put a podcast out, you can't hear people laugh at it. So you don't know what's hitting and not hitting, you know?
Yeah.
And so I definitely get that and I understand that. But I don't know. I think that there are, and I guess like the difference, again, the only thing I keep going back to is just like the differences between the people who like follow through on those things and the people who don't.
Yeah.
And like if you post that, there's nothing wrong with posting that if you follow through on it. As long as it's, I guess it's like more of a warning too. Like as long as those things aren't giving you the gratification that you need to continue to work on.
But I do it because people already know I do stand up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to get them excited to see new shit.
Right.
So I'm like writing session for real. Sitting here, I've already written all. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a real writing session.
Yeah.
It's not just 3 dots. It's like,
Yeah, and that's what that one thing was. It was just the word exterior.
no, it's like I have a full legal pad in front of
Right.
me, and I have a title. You know, the Dick Bandit.
Right.
So,
Now, is that for like a sketch idea that you have?
to both.
Okay.
Both. So I have a thing called the Dick Bandit that I've worked on. I've been working on before pre-COVID, I was working in downtown and I used to go to this bar and there's this whole thing. You don't need to know exactly. I'll tell you about it later, but I just thought the Dick Bandit was like just a funny fucking which was just a funny phrase of words.
Yeah.
And one of my friends who doesn't even do stand up was the one who said, "Oh, there's a Dick Bandit aboard."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's hilarious." He said, "There's a Dick Bandit aboard."
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so funny. So, but he told me, not to get too much of the story, but I just had him on my last podcast actually last week's. He's a guy I grew up with, right? And he's one of the funniest fucking guys I've ever met. Like he's legit. Like I've known him since I was 5. I met him we met in kindergarten because he hit me in the face with a book.
Oh my God.
And made my nose bleed. But he was like goofing around. It was an accident. He was making me laugh so much, and then he ended up like swinging a book around and hit me in the face.
Oh my God.
And then his mom and my mom had to have a conference together, and they ended up realizing they were around the same age. And she was like, "My son's a piece of shit." She's like, "My son's a piece of shit," and we ended up being really good friends.
Right.
And I just chatted with him last week, and we did a whole podcast together. 'Cause I'd never had him on a podcast.
Right.
He's one of the funniest fucking guys that I've ever grown up with, and he's so fucking camera shy, but he tells me the funniest fucking stories, and he's one of those people. I don't know if you've ever had somebody like this where like we have our whole goal when we're together is just to make each other laugh.
Right.
No one, it doesn't matter. We're not, it has nothing to do with anybody else. Right. So like if we go to a grocery store together or something, he'll do something stupid just because he knows it's going to make me laugh. Yeah. Right. And then I'll be like, oh, you know, and I work on that energy. I'll do something else, you know, dumb. Like he used to go to fucking McDonald's and be like, okay, look, I hate these fucking nuggets. And now there's only 2 in here after you already ate like 6, you know, and then he's like, so I need to speak to a manager. Where's Ronald?
Yeah.
But like dead, you know, and it sounds lame, and he's like, Ronald, the guy in the commercials, where is he?
Yeah. I have so many. I mean, obviously, when you surround yourself around just like funny ass people, I have so many friends. We have like the craziest jokes. And have you ever had this too? When you do some of these like super inside jokes or whatever, and then people are like, "What the fuck are you guys even?" Like, it's gotten to a point where like me and one of my other friends even like almost kind of have our own language because we'll talk in this like weird inside joke language. And then people on the outside are like, I feel so left out. I have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah. It's true. But for us, it's like movie references and shit. Yeah. But like, anyway, this is why I love him so much because he works on an oil rig. Like he fucking legit goes to like Saudi Arabia and works on this fucking. And, but he used to work out of the Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
And he told me the story about how he would draw dicks on things. and it upset a bunch of people
Uh-huh.
because like and it was like so I guess I'm getting into it, but fuck it, it was one of the funniest things I'd ever heard because he said he did it for weeks.
Uh-huh.
He was just drawing dicks on shit, and he said and it just kind of picked up where it was like there was a fucking like there'd be dust on something, he'd just draw a dick, right?
Yeah.
He's like, because I have no friends on the. He's like, I know these guys I work with. He's like, but like they don't think it's a. He's like, it's funny to me because they're
Right.
getting upset about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
And
exactly.
he's like,
Yeah.
he's telling me, he's like, that's why I wish you were there for you, like to laugh. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm just doing it to fucking pass the time and entertain myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he said there was a guy that that was one of his buddies, and he drew a bunch of dicks on his locker,
Uh-huh.
and he said he forgot about it, and then like the next day he's walking through the hallway where everyone's in there, going through their lockers, and he said he said that his boss calls a meeting. And everyone in the office or whatever, and he walks in and he's like, "What's going on?" And so he walks in, he's like, "What's going on?" And then he said the guy who had the dicks on his locker, he goes, "You didn't hear? There's a dick bandit aboard."
Oh my god.
So there's a great deal to the rest of that story that I've tried to do on stage and stuff, but at the same time, I have a whole other bit about talking about like Dick Bandit would be like the worst fucking comic book character.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So
Yeah, is that
so I
his
take
power?
that story, I tell the story, and then I go into this whole thing about the Dick Bandit.
Yeah, yeah. What's his superpower?
I don't know.
Just drawing dicks on things.
The Dick Bandit.
He takes people's
He
dicks.
takes people's dicks.
he
I
steals your dick.
always thought he had like dick nunchucks.
Oh, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you call him like Mr. Steal Your Dick or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he comes
Mr. Steal Your Dick.
yeah. And he comes through and then your dick.
No,
is-
okay. So here, I thought the Dick Bandit was just a giant dick, just with like raccoon fucking
Oh,
bandana.
okay. Okay.
So he's the Dick Bandit,
Yeah.
and he walks with giant testicles.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people are terrified of him because he's a giant dick with.
Well, yeah, that's terrifying,
Yeah.
dude. Have you seen a dick up close, dude? They're awful. If I watch a porn and it's 2 HD, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
God
that's
damn.
true. That's true.
I need to,
You know what? I've been starting to get into porn with like average dicks because I'm
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
tired of the monstrosities. I really
Oh, I've never been into like the monstrosities,
but stuff that's like it's like come on, man. Mine's like at least half the size of that one.
I mean, I've definitely seen them, but I don't like seek them out. Like I've seen some monster, monster dicks.
But
in
and they
porn.
always try and put them in these tiny women. So
Yeah.
I'm always like petite girl, regular dick.
Yeah, let's do that. I
Yeah,
like that. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll have that.
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else is like a little out of control.
What's good? Dick Bandit in the boardroom. Blah blah blah. Blah. What's up, buddy? OMG 98. Cool story. Love 10 people right now. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Get in with us. We've been talking about relationships and stuff. So if you love 10 people,
Yeah, if you love 10 people, pick one, and hopefully they're the one that
or
loves you
love all
back.
10. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
I mean, yeah, we were talking about that too, and hopefully one of them likes you back. Because if not, then I mean that's not a good ratio,
That's true.
or at least
That is true. Hey, I'm going to talk to you about something
yeah,
because now that I'm living here,
yeah.
I've decided to finally have my own bar of soap for my butt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But
But
the only reason why.
this is a new thing.
No, this is a thing. This is a
Okay.
thing that is. We called it Soapgate for a bit.
Oh,
it was a
okay.
whole thing.
Oh, wow.
We had commenters on it. We had other podcasts chime in on it.
Okay.
I was living at my grandparents' house, and I was the only one with the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Me and my girlfriend at the time.
Right.
Right.
All right.
And I had one bar of soap. In the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And then she used that bar of soap, but then I was like, oh yeah, I used that bar of soap to clean my ass.
Right.
And I was like, and she's like, ew, that's disgusting. I was like, how's that disgusting?
Right. I mean, yeah.
And she goes, you stick that bar of soap up your ass. I'm like, well, that would stick it up my ass.
Of course
Like,
not.
I'm like, I get it in there, but it's
Yeah,
just,
that's what the little gloves are for.
Right,
You see that?
but I go, yeah. So I have a bar, and she's like, but you just leave it there and you don't tell anybody that it's your ass soap.
Right.
And I go, yeah, because it's soap.
Yeah, I gotta wash my ass.
Well, no, I'm saying, so everyone got down on me because they were like, if you have a community bar of soap, that is not ass. You should not put it in your ass.
Or are you going directly soap to
Yeah,
ass?
I'm going.
Oh,
I'm going bar in my ass.
Oh, that's on you. You're a monster. That's on you. You don't put it on a loofah or something?
No,
You don't
because
put it
then the loofah gets full of shit. What is it? The bar soap is by definition always soap, right?
Yeah.
So if I put the bar of soap between my
Mhm.
butt cheeks, and then I clean the shit out of my butt,
do you wipe the soap off?
I rinse it off. I
But
rinse it off.
thoroughly are you
I
rinsing
chip
it
off the fucking
No, you
shit
don't.
flakes. Yes, I do.
You
I-
get shit flakes on the soap?
When it's a bad day.
Oh my! You need to wipe better. First of all, you need to do some pre-shower cleaning and then get in there and get a wash rag. Get something disposable or something.
Okay, but that means I have to throw away a washcloth every fucking time.
What if you wash it
That's the same fucking thing
But not
as if I
every
had a
time.
fucking bar of soap.
like once a week? You wash it. You know what I mean?
Well, oh, you mean washing in the washer?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Wash the bar soap in the washer.
No.
yeah.
But I wash my ass more than twice a week.
I hope so. I hope so.
So if I'm washing a washcloth
Yeah.
once a week,
Right.
how am I going to wash my asshole?
Well, maybe that's just your ass washcloth. You know, like just for your ass.
Right. So I ended up just sudsing up my hand and using that.
Oh, that's fine. That's
That's been my thing. But now I actually have an asshole bar of soap in the.
Well, I hope it's separate from the other soap so it doesn't get mixed up.
It is.
Because you got roommates.
Yeah.
And those
Well, they
roommates-
all have their own thing.
They all
So
have
no
their
one
own
touches
ass
my.
soap,
So
right.
no one touches my stuff.
What? Because I live with roommates too, and maybe on an occasion or two I've been out of soap, and
Well,
I'm
that's
like,
on them.
that's true. That's true.
That's on them.
That's true. I don't know. I've never really been grossed out about that either, though. Like, fuck it. You're in the shower. who
But
cares?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Think about it. It's still a bar of soap. And in its sole nature, it's to cleanse.
Yeah, but then sometimes you're getting fecal matter. You're talking about chunks, dude. I can.
I'm not talking about I'm not shitting on a bar of soap.
No, I know, but
I'm saying like I got okay. Look, I've recently groomed, so it's been a much more of a easier cleanup.
you would get like dingleberries from the hair.
Yeah, from the hairs and shit like that.
Right.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about fucking shit flakes from my asshole. I'm saying-
Maybe you were. I don't know. I thought you were.
no, and okay. I was like, even if you, and they were like, so everyone who was arguing with me, they were like, what if you shit on a bar of soap?
Uh-huh.
They're like, you're gonna use that thing to wash yourself? And I said, yeah, if I wash the shit off, it's still a bar of soap.
So if I shit on a bar of soap, and then I was like, and you saw me shit on it, but then
Yeah.
you also saw me. All I did was go to the sink, and I was like, oh fuck, yeah, I'm gonna rinse this soap off. And I was like, there you go, bro.
Yes.
You'd use it.
Yeah.
Would you wash your face with it?
Yes.
Really? Really?
Yes.
All right.
I mean, I'd lather up a little bit to fucking,
You gotta do that.
to
but
get the.
I just think it's the image of a bare bar of soap going in your ass crack, not in your asshole, but in your ass crack.
But if you have like disinfecting soap or fucking, you know what I mean? It's not like it's the same. I mean, isn't soap disinfecting? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, but by that same logic, because I will say this, dude, I was of the mindset that like I'm very much that way too. Like when I used to sleep in my car, I used to be homeless for like 6 months, and homeless is a generous word because I used to go shower every day at this Planet Fitness. Hey,
Hey, if you can afford a Planet Fitness.
hey, yeah, I know, right?
No, hey,
It was-
man. I always said that was the way I was going to do it if I ever became homeless.
Bro, it was $10 a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Lowe's next door had great Wi-Fi, dude. I was like living the dream.
You live in the
you know?
dream.
But I would go in there to shower, and they knew that. They knew that by looking at me. They knew I wasn't lifting any fucking weights. They knew
Yeah.
I was only there for the shower. I would come in a robe and shit too. They're like, get this fucking guy out of here.
Right.
And I would go in there, and everybody would always tell me in the gym showers that you need to wear something on your feet, sandals or something, because there's a lot of bacteria and shit on the tiles of the shower because
Sure.
everybody's sweaty, nasty, cleaning. And my mentality was, you're telling me that the floor that is constantly getting rushed over with soap and water from people showering, you're telling me that floor is dirty? I don't buy it because if everybody's lathering themselves
I'm
up,
kind of with you. I've never worn sandals at the gym either.
but now one of my fucking toenails is yellow, dude, and I think that's where that's where that came from.
I don't believe that.
I mean, where else could it have came from?
I don't know. My fucking toenails are yellow, but who knows where that came from?
But are all of them yellow?
I mean, I just got bad feet.
I mean,
Yeah.
my feet aren't great.
I mean,
either.
I've had like athlete's foot and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I grew up skateboarding, so my
me too. I used to skate. all the
I mean,
time.
my toes are not. They're not what they were.
Yeah, I got some gnarly ones now.
Yeah. Well, and then one of them came off. I fucking.
Oh yeah.
I dropped something on my foot, and then the stage at Silver Dollar, I dropped it on my foot, and it and it fucked up. It like landed right on my big toe,
Yeah.
and so for like 6 months, it was just growing another like nail underneath it. So
yeah.
I had to pull my nail off. I posted on Instagram. It was great.
That's good content.
Yeah.
Well, how many likes did that get you?
A lot.
Oh, there you go. That's people
It's-
want more of that.
Yeah, it smelled. It was disgusting, and you're welcome, America.
You're welcome, America.
All right, man. I think we'll wrap the podcast here. We're almost at 2 hours. Time
Damn,
flew, man.
time did fly
Yeah,
by.
it's great. I love having you in here.
Yeah,
It's
man.
cool. I
This
mean,
has been
kick it as
great.
long as you want. I'm just gonna end this live stream. Thanks again for coming in.
Yeah, man. Thank you for
This was
having me.
this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for commenting. OMG and From the Dungeon podcast and Janela Roxa from Brazil. Thank you so much. We'll see you another time. Thanks, guys.
Later.